Matcha is everywhere.
Matcha.
Matcha tea.
A lot to like about matcha.
It really is an amazing thing.
And it's everyone's favorite drink, including mine. I drink matcha every day and I absolutely love it. But here's the thing, I study psychology and neuroscience, so I had to ask, what exactly does matcha do to the brain? What happens if you drink it daily? And what are the side effects? So let's break down the research, separate fact from fiction, and see if your daily cup of matcha is actually worth the hype.
Anyway, I love it. It's a great thing.
So many seem to claim that matcha is like a super drink that can boost your metabolism, improve your focus, even prevent cancer. But is this actually true? Well, it is true that it has powerful compounds such as plenty of antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and just enough caffeine, about half the caffeine that you will find in coffee. But there's a crucial difference here. Unlike coffee, matcha contains L-theanine, which is an amino acid that has a cool effect on brainwaves. But wait, what are brainwaves? Brainwaves are patterns of electrical activity created by brain cells communicating. The more active your brain, the faster the waves. For example, when you're in deep sleep, brain activity slows way down, which produces this type of wave, called a delta wave. This is the lowest frequency wave. But L-theanine does something different. It boosts alpha waves, which are linked to a state of calm focus, kind of like meditation. Even better, it suppresses beta waves, which are linked to stress and anxiety, helping you stay calm. It's even believed that samurai warriors used to drink matcha before battle to achieve this state of calm focus. But L-theanine affects the brain in a few more ways. Let's take a look. Alright, so this is the anatomy room. Welcome. And this is a model of the human brain, so let's see which brain areas are affected by L-theanine. So, L-theanine will boost dopamine in the prefrontal cortex, and this is essentially your brain's CEO. More dopamine in this area will improve focus, decision-making, and working memory. It will also increase serotonin production in this area right here, called the brainstem, which will then travel up to key areas of the brain. Serotonin is known as a calming neurotransmitter, so this will result in improved mood, better sleep, and less stress. L-theanine will also raise GABA in the amygdala, hippocampus, and other brain areas. GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, so it will reduce anxiety and hyperactivity, promoting that calm alertness. So while I was doing research for this video, I came across this study and it completely blew my mind, so let's take a look. So our bodies produce new cells all the time. In fact, right this second, your body is producing millions of new cells. But sometimes this process doesn't run so smoothly, and a faulty cell is created. This cell might have damaged DNA and could become cancerous and start making more faulty cells. But here's the cool part, our bodies are smart. When this happens, the cell gets a signal to self-destruct. This process is called apoptosis. Now here's where matcha comes in. Matcha is packed with a powerful antioxidant called EGCG, which has been shown to help trigger apoptosis in cancer cells. So in a way, matcha helps keep your body smart and on track to get rid of faulty cells. And speaking of cancer, that same antioxidant also helps prevent the growth and spreading of tumors. You see, cancer cells need oxygen to survive, so they release growth factors to make new blood vessels around them. But what's fascinating is that the same antioxidant, EGCG, helps block this process. That means fewer blood vessels supporting the cancer, making it starve and die off. Pretty cool, right? And the benefits don't stop here. That same study also showed that matcha has the power to improve one's metabolism, reduce inflammation, and much more, but I'll just leave this image right here if you're interested. So as we get older, we all know the deal. Brain volume shrinks, cognitive function starts to slide. That's just the result of normal aging. But here's the good news. With a certain lifestyle and specific foods, we can actually slow down or even reverse this neurodegeneration. For example, this fascinating study suggests that daily intake of green tea suppresses age-related cognitive decline. So your daily matcha could actually be keeping your brain young. The secret weapon? Again, that same antioxidant EGCG. It has been shown to help boost something called immediate early genes, specifically in this area of the brain called the hippocampus. And you're likely wondering what this means, so let's break it down. Now, the hippocampus, this guy right here, is a deep brain structure responsible for learning and memory. So every time you're learning something, like you're doing right now, your hippocampus gets to work so that you can remember it. Picture your brain cells in the hippocampus like little trees in a garden. When you learn something new, they start growing tiny branches towards each other. But they need a boost to really connect and get stronger. That's where immediate early genes come in. They're like the ultimate plant fertilizer, helping those branches grow thicker, stronger, and more intertwined so your memories really stick. So essentially, without the expression of immediate early genes, memory formation is nearly impossible. And since matcha can boost immediate early genes, it can also boost your memory. That same study also looked into matcha's impact on stress. Now, moderate stress can actually be good for you, but too much of it, that's when things go south, causing mood disorders, cardiovascular problems, and even age-related diseases like cancer. So what does this have to do with matcha? Well, matcha has been shown to help regulate the HPA axis, which is your body's stress system, bringing stress hormones back into balance. More brain balance, less stress, healthier aging. Alright, so matcha protects the brain from aging, but can it actually reverse cognitive decline? Take this study for example. In this one, researchers gave a group of elderly people, men and women, a drink with 3 grams of matcha powder every day for 12 weeks. Meanwhile, another group drank a placebo, basically a drink with no matcha at all. Both groups' cognitive function was assessed before and after the time period. So what did they find? Well, the women who drank matcha showed a significant improvement in their cognitive abilities, especially when it came to language skills. But here's the interesting part. Why only the women? Well, the truth is we don't know. Science is full of mysteries. But what we do know is that matcha's brain-boosting benefits are real and it can be beneficial for both men and women. This study just happened to focus only on cognitive function. Matcha is generally safe to drink, but drinking too much of it can cause side effects, so be aware. The recommended intake is 1 to 2 cups of matcha per day or up to 2 grams of matcha powder. Also, in some specific conditions, it's good to be cautious when drinking matcha or consult with your doctor before you start drinking matcha every day. If you are anemic or at risk of iron deficiency anemia, it's good to know that the catechins in matcha can actually block iron absorption. So if you are taking iron supplements right now, just keep that in mind. And of course, like with every caffeinated drink, drinking matcha too late in the day can interfere with your sleep. Alright, so as someone who's been drinking matcha for a while now, here are a few ground rules if you want to start drinking matcha. So rule number 1, the greener the better. Make sure your matcha powder is really bright green. If it's lighter in color, it will have a bitter taste and less antioxidants. And these are some of my favorite brands, but you can totally find your own. Also look out for ceremonial grade. Rule number 2, make sure it comes from Japan. This is where the world's best matcha is made, and matcha from other places such as China may be contaminated with pesticides or heavy metals, so make sure to look out for that. Rule number 3, drink your matcha just with water, or if you want to add milk, opt for a nut milk. The reason behind this is that dairy milk actually contains proteins that will bind to the antioxidants in matcha, making the antioxidants less available for your body to absorb. I recommend soy, almond, hazelnut, pistachio. I generally tend to stay away from oat milk because it will create a huge blood sugar spike. And last one, tip number 4 is make it yourself. You'll be surprised how much sugar some of your favorite cafes secretly put in your drink, and I used to drink matcha from Starbucks for years before I realized that their matcha powder is 50% sugar. So while matcha isn't a miracle cure, the science behind it is impressive, and it can actually help improve focus and memory, reduce stress and anxiety, support brain health and aging, and even fight cancer. Do you drink matcha? How do you take yours? Let me know in the comments below and subscribe for more fun science. I'll see you next time.